May I have your attention, please, as we begin the celebration of the 43rd commencement exercises at Cambridge College. Please welcome the faculty of Cambridge College, led by Chief Marshal Dr. William McMullen, as they salute the graduating class of 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, led by the Cambridge College alumni representatives, please welcome the graduating class of 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the college administrators, the Board of Trustees, special guests, and the President of Cambridge College. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased and honored to welcome you to the 2014 Commencement exercises of Cambridge College. Please be seated. Good morning. My name is James Lee, Dean of the School of Undergraduate Studies, and I'm delighted to share this important day with you. However, as we recognize this special time together, we are also reminded of the deceased members of our college. At this time, let us observe a moment of silence for those we are dearly missing on this significant day. Carl Barron, Alan Brown, Lorraine Driver, Martha Jordan, Virginia Lewis, Frida Litvak, Lamar McClinton, Vern Moberly, Catherine Morey, Elizabeth Santos Martin, Quado Michael Thompson, Rehan Alanani. At this time, I would like to welcome Reverend Chen In Tan to the podium to offer an opening invocation.
Buenos dias. Bon dia. Bonjour. Đại ca ho. Let's pray together. Great Spirit of life, great Spirit of the East, West, North, South, of the seven seas, lofty mountains, and great forests, great Spirit of our ancestors, of wisdom and compassion, that we call by many different names, touch our hearts and open our minds. Great Spirit, we come together to celebrate the accomplishments, the success, the milestones reached by the class of Cambridge College 2014. Each of your accomplishments is a testimony of hope, a triumph that indicates that all things are possible where there is vision, opportunity, love, and community. Great Spirit, we give thanks for the unbounded love and guidance from parents, teachers, administrators, friends, and others that have created the possibilities, the opportunities, the challenges, the inspirations for this class of women and men of 2014. We give thanks to all those associated with Cambridge College who have helped so many lives reach for more and to become more of who they can be. As we gather to celebrate the achievements and hopeful future of this class of 2014, as we wish them a bright future, blessings and good wishes, we ask, Great Spirit, that as these women and men go out to make their mark on society, that you will continue to give them the strength to confront the challenges of life with courage and integrity, wisdom to differentiate between might and right, the firm knowledge of their own human goodness and significance to make change. We ask that you open their minds to the preciousness of life and touch their hearts with the stirrings of compassion. Remind us all of the threads that weave our lives and our worlds together, of the interconnectedness of all life, and that our collective freedom and happiness means no one must be left behind. We ask that each will reach his or her human potential, informed not only by knowledge and worldly success, but wisdom and love, and that each may make his or her mark in building a better world of justice and peace in his or her own way. In the name of that we each call most holy, most precious, Great Spirit, pour your blessings on us today and every day. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Tan. At this time, I ask that you please stand and remove your caps for our national anthem, sung by Miss Athene Wilson.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased and deeply honored to present Cambridge College's fourth president, Deborah C. Jackson.
So I first want to say that that other college had a remarkable singer for that wonderful rendition, but we had our very own, didn't we? Thank you. Thank you very much, Dean Lee. Good morning to all of you, and welcome to the 43rd commencement of Cambridge College. And I must start by saying what I have felt each and every year as I stand at this podium. You should see the view from here. Class of 2014, you are absolutely remarkable and you are beautiful. I want to acknowledge some of the many people who make possible the achievements that we celebrate today. First, I want to extend my warm welcome and deep appreciation to the members of our Board of Trustees, led by our chairman, Derek Davis. Thank you, trustees, for your countless hours of volunteer service, for your selfless commitment, and for your guidance. But most of all, thank you for your deep and abiding belief in the mission of Cambridge College and in the potential that lies within each and every one of our students. We are ever grateful for your work throughout the year and for being with us today. Thank you so very much. I want to extend my gratitude to our staff. They've been working tirelessly behind the scenes each day to provide services to our students and support to the offices of Cambridge College. You are the engines that make Cambridge College run. Whether it's helping students register for classes, supporting them and guiding them through the financial aid process, or, as in the weeks leading up to this commencement, making sure that every one of our students and we have done everything that needed to be done to make sure you could walk across this stage today. You will see them everywhere. They are exhausted but energized. And as they have been from the beginning, they are here in support of you, our graduates, to celebrate your achievements, and we thank them for the role they have played in your journey. I want to acknowledge and thank our faculty, who are seated behind us and also out in the audience. Our faculty are the heart and soul of Cambridge College. I have had the great pleasure over the past year of spending time with many of our students and alumni, and without exception, when I ask what has been most memorable about your Cambridge College experience, they cite a story about a member of our faculty whose support, encouragement, and devotion sustained them in their academic pursuits, whose knowledge, intellect, and understanding exposed them to the world's concepts and experiences they might never have imagined. So, to the college's heart and soul, to our faculty, I say thank you to you. I want to thank our distinguished guest speaker and honorary degree recipient, the Honorable Barney Frank, who served this country for so many years as a tireless advocate for justice. Congressman Frank, we are honored by your presence today, and we look forward to hearing more from you later in the program. And to our distinguished honorary degree recipients, the Honorable Judge Roderick Ireland and Mr. Alberto Vasalios. You embody in each of your respective lives the virtues of humility and service. And you have shown us by your example the powerful difference one can make by following one's dreams. You honor us with your presence today, and we look forward to welcoming you into the Cambridge College family. For a minute, I want to speak to some of our most special guests today, the family and the friends of our graduates. When you go out into the world, you must watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. This is one of the rules in a classic little composition by Robert Fulghum. titled All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. In this book, he offers some simple rules for living that we learn as children, but they are indeed ones that guide us throughout our lives. He suggests in this book that within each of us resides a secret desire to once again be a child, to be picked up when we fall, to be hugged and comforted when we hurt, and to be rocked in someone's arms to sleep at night when we are tired. So to the husbands, the wives, the parents, the uncles, the aunts, the grandparents, the cousins, and the friends, we thank you for being that person for one of these proud soon-to-be graduates. You were the one who picked them up when they felt they could not go on. You were the one who provided an encouraging word at just the right moment. You were the one who said, I will watch the children, you go to class tonight. And you demonstrated by your every word and deed what mattered most. Your actions said to your loved one who is graduating today, I am here for you, don't worry. Let's just hold hands, we can cross this street. So please let us all give a round of applause to those who held your hand to cross this street. Thank you. And now to our graduating class of 2014. I am so very proud and so happy for each and every one of you. 3 years ago, I stood at this podium, just 2 weeks into my role as the 4th president of Cambridge College. At that time, they looked beautiful, but I knew absolutely no one. Today, I look into this audience, and I see the faces of students who I've come to know and whose stories I have been privileged to hear. They have been stories of both fear and triumph, of self-doubt and personal growth, stories of challenge and fatigue, and at times, sheer desperation. But in the end, you are here today, each and every one of you, because when all is said and done, your stories are the stories of hopes and dreams and aspirations fulfilled. Yours are the stories of sacrifice and determination and perseverance. Yours are the stories of faith and courage and character. But above all, yours are the stories of excellence. I have been blessed to know you and to come to know your stories. I am so very honored and so very proud to be your president, and I thank you for choosing Cambridge College. For many of you, coming to Cambridge College was the step you needed in a professional journey you had begun long ago. As you leave here today and return to those fields with a new degree and a new level of knowledge and skills, you will have far greater opportunities for professional advancement. But more importantly, as you return to your chosen fields, you are now positioned to make an even greater impact on those you serve. For others of you, this has been an experience that has opened a new world of opportunities for you, ones that you might never have imagined before this educational sojourn. But for all of you, no matter where you are, why you came, and where you began this journey, you move on armed with a greater degree of confidence, knowledge, and a belief that you can and will make a difference in the world. You may be the teacher who inspires a young girl to love math and science. She, in turn, will save lives as a physician because of you. You may be the psychologist or counselor who helps a veteran who gave brave service to his country and now struggles to find meaning and stability in a civilian life. He, in turn, will help others returning from war because of you. You may be the manager whose compassion and skill as a leader mobilizes a team to create a new enterprise, which in turn contributes to our society and economy and provides jobs for people who need an opportunity because of you. We have in this class the teachers, the managers, the entrepreneurs and the counselors, the musicians, the writers, and the artists and attorneys of the future. You leave today with a world of limitless possibilities. Do not constrain your dreams to the ones you had when you arrived. If we have not opened your eyes to this brave new world that faces you, we have failed. In a book by Tracy Kidder, Mountains Beyond Mountains, the author tells the story of Dr. Paul Farmer and his transformational work in Haiti, tackling what seemed like insurmountable work in public health, fighting tuberculosis and other diseases. What is clear about Dr. Farmer is that he was both passionate and relentless. He simply refused to give up or stop, and the title of the book conveys that. It is based on a Haitian proverb, the moral of which is that there is always another problem to solve. There is always another mountain to climb. So once you have scaled the mountain and reached the top, it is from that pinnacle that you are able to see all the mountains beyond that mountain. So as you stand here today at the top of this mountain, pause for a minute and relish the beauty of the view. You've earned that. Pause for a minute and reflect on the magnificence of the sunrise and the sunset. Pause for a minute, have a rest and a cool sip of water. But as you stand at the top, I also ask you to look ahead and look forward to the mountains beyond this mountain. Set your sights on your next big dream. Set your sights on the next vision of excellence. Set your sights on the next contribution you can make to the world. You can change the world. You can make a difference. You have shown us by your presence here today, by the work that you have done on this journey. And in the words of the wonderful, beloved Maya Angelou, who we all loved and lost this week, we know that you can do it because you are phenomenal. Class of 2014, God bless, Godspeed, and I love you.
Thank you, President Jackson. It is now my honor to introduce our student speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Laura Henderson, a student who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Management Studies, will offer her graduate reflections. She is a member of the 2013 Sigma Beta Delta Honor Society.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. And good morning to Cambridge College, class of 2014. Greetings, President Jackson, Chairman Davis, trustees, faculty, staff, family, and friends. What an honor to be standing in front of you today. I would say this is the end of a very long journey, but it's really the passage to a remarkable beginning. About 25 years ago, I received my associate's degree from Fisher College in Boston. At that point, raising my family and caring for others didn't allow me the opportunity to focus on achieving a bachelor's degree. A few years ago, I acquired a thirst for more, and education was the thirst quencher. I found that Cambridge College really clicked with working adults, and the professors have that real-world experience that some other schools don't afford. So, the first day I stepped foot onto the Lawrence, Massachusetts campus, is there anyone from Lawrence? I thought so. I was greeted by the admissions counselor who put me at ease immediately. She said, "Don't worry, it's normal to be intimidated. After all, it had been several years since I was in a classroom setting." I was excited to start my first semester as an adult learner. It was fun, and many of the classes I had were helpful and informative. Fast forward 18 months to when my last and final class was over, I was actually sad to know that I wouldn't be going back to Cambridge any longer, and my classmates and I would separate to find our own unique paths. At that point, the very next day, I signed up for the master's program at Cambridge College. And while there are a lot of ideas that may surround writing a commencement address, I thought of one word that describes us, the class of 2014. That one word describes our determination, our motivation, and our dedication. That one word describes our commitment to our education. That word describes all of us here today. That word is perseverance. It's true. Perseverance, what does that mean? Well, most of us here have gone back to school later in life, which means we face some of the same challenges on a daily basis. Juggling our jobs, finances, our family. For me, as a working professional, student, and military mom, I often wondered how graduating from college could fit into this puzzle. So how did we do it then? How did we do it? The answer is perseverance. Perseverance to me while attending Cambridge College and working passionately toward my degree was writing and rewriting and then rewriting again my capstone paper until it was perfect. It's true. Perseverance was 4 hours of algebra homework on a Sunday night. It wasn't fun, but it had to be done. Perseverance was spending time away from my family so I could sneak in that one last weekend intensive class that I needed. I'm sure you can all relate to those examples of perseverance on a personal level. I want to acknowledge those who helped us along this journey by personally expressing my gratitude to the professors who instilled in us a passion for learning, the administrators who strive to make this experience as amazing as possible, and to the advisors and directors who led us to a path of success. This path of success doesn't come easy, but everyone knows in the end, hard work and perseverance will render positive results. Perseverance is going beyond all barriers to pursue an extraordinary life. Cambridge College has given us that confidence to reach beyond our limits, reach our goals, and help us become the people we are today. And because of the high standards that Cambridge sets upon its students, our passion for excellence will continue to set us apart from the rest. So today, I challenge each of you to aim high, reach for the stars, and persevere. Congratulations to my class of 2014.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Samnetta Gay, a student who is graduating today with a master's degree in management, will now offer her graduate reflections.
Good morning, President Jackson, Chairman Davis, members of the board, faculty, staff, graduates, and I just want to give a special thank you to my mother because there would not be Cambridge College for me if it were not for my mom. It's both an honor and a privilege to be your commencement speaker here today. See, I look at all of you and I see not only schoolmates, but family. Cambridge College is truly like an extended family, and we have all formed bonds here that can never be broken. In 2008, I completed my undergraduate degree from another college, and I cannot tell you how excited I was, not only because of my accomplishment, but because of my newfound freedom. I thought that never again would I have to wake up early to get to class, sit through lectures, walk across campus in heels, or stress over meeting deadlines. 2 years later, what was I doing? I was enrolling at Cambridge College. But this time, it was a far different experience being a graduate student here. See, my close friend is an alum and employee of the School of Education at Cambridge College. And I remember venting to her about how I wanted to work on my master's in business management. I told her that I wasn't sure this was possible because I had a full-time job as an executive recruiter specializing in IT and engineering, running my own casting company, and teaching personal development classes to youth. So my question to her was, do you know a school that can deal with my busy schedule? Her answer was Cambridge College. That's right. She was raving about the school. She told me about weekend intensive courses, night classes, professors from Ivy League schools, interactive classroom settings, and no exams. Okay, I'm not a test taker. I'm not a test taker, but I can certainly write and talk all day long. She said Cambridge College is for busy professionals like you. I don't know about you guys, but when I heard that, I almost ran to Cambridge College to register at midnight. As a graduate student here at Cambridge College, I have felt a great sense of intimacy. Although our ultimate destinations may vary, I feel as though we are all navigating the same aircraft. At Cambridge College, it's about forming partnerships and gaining practical, worldly experience. When I began my studies here, I realized that what I had learned before only scratched the surface of all the information that was out there. This was the knowledge that transformed me into a successful entrepreneur. I began applying leadership skills and management concepts to my business in ways that I had never imagined. And I watched my company grow from a 3-person operation to a unified team with over a dozen members. One word, emotional intelligence. Okay, that was 2 words. Being emotionally intelligent has helped me expand my business and personal relationships tremendously. Graduates, it is because of you that I have the desire to keep pushing forward. Every time I step foot on this campus, I realize I was surrounded by some of the most gifted minds, not only in the country, but perhaps the world. Right now, I'd like everyone to take a moment and just reflect. Look to your left. Go ahead, look to your left. Ah, that's your right. Now look to your right. Look in front of you and look behind you. These are your peers, your colleagues, your traveling companions on this amazing voyage. We have all achieved something truly great, and on this day, for just a moment, I want everyone to celebrate. Go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause. We are all go-getters, and after we leave here today, we will continue to strive to be the absolute best in whatever it is we choose to pursue. And when we reach that summit and are able to at last enjoy the fruits of our labor, we will look back on this time and realize it was all worthwhile. Graduates, it's certainly been a pleasure. Good luck to you all, and guess what? I'll see you at the top.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriots' dream, the ye seas beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Good afternoon. My name is Derek Davis, and as chairman of the Board of Trustees, I am honored to call upon the President, Deborah Jackson, to now come forward and preside with me over the conferral of honorary doctorate degrees. President Jackson. I now invite the Honorable Roderick L. Ireland to join me at the podium. President Jackson. President Jackson, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has authorized Cambridge College to confer honorary degrees. By that authority and the authority of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to instruct you to confer the following honorary degree upon Chief Justice Roderick L. Ireland for his singular achievements. Roderick L. Ireland is the Chief Justice of the Commonwealth's Supreme Judicial Court. A native of Springfield, Massachusetts, he received his Bachelor of Arts from Lincoln University, Juris Doctor from Columbia Law School, Master of Laws from Harvard Law School, and Doctor of Philosophy in Law, Policy, and Society from Northeastern University. Chief Justice Ireland began his legal career in 1969 as a neighborhood legal services attorney, and then worked as a public defender with the Roxbury Defenders Committee, as Chief Attorney, Deputy Director, and Executive Director. He was Assistant Secretary and Chief Legal Counsel for the Massachusetts Executive Office of Administration and Finance, and Chair of the Massachusetts Board of Appeal on Motor Vehicle Liability Policies and Bond. Chief Justice Ireland has been a jurist for nearly 37 years. Serving as a judge of the juvenile court from 1977 to 1990, after which he was appointed an associate justice of the Massachusetts Appeals Court, serving there from 1990 to 1997. He was the first appointed as an associate justice of the Supreme Judicial Court in 1997 by then Governor William F. Weld. He became the senior associate justice in 2008, and in 2010, he was appointed the 36th Chief Justice by Governor Deval Patrick and was sworn in on December 20th. Since 1978, Chief Justice Ireland has been an adjunct faculty member at Northeastern University and on the faculty of the Appellate Judges Seminar at New York University Law School since 2001. He is the author of Juvenile Law volume of Thomson West Publishing Massachusetts Practice Series, the second edition of which was published in 2006, as well as several law review articles. When he was appointed to the Supreme Judicial Court in 1997, he was the first African-American justice in its 305-year history, and now serves as its first African-American justice.
Thank you, Chairman Davis. Acting on the authority of the Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I am very pleased to confer upon the Honorable Chief Justice of the Massachusetts Supreme Court, Roderick L. Ireland, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, admitting him to all of its rights and privileges, in token of which we present the Honorable Chief Justice Ireland with this diploma and this hood. Do you want to say anything?
Thank you so much. I think they want us to turn for a photo that way. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I now call upon Mr. Alberto Vasallo to please join me at the podium. President Jackson, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has authorized Cambridge College to confer honorary degrees. By that authority and the authority of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to instruct you to confer the following honorary degree upon Mr. Alberto Vasallo for his singular achievements. A little over 40 years ago, Mr. Vasallo founded El Mundo newspaper from the basement of his home in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Today, El Mundo is the largest Latino newspaper in New England. In 1968, Alberto Vasallo Jr. became the first person to promote Latin music in the Boston area when he bought Cuban singer Celia Cruz to play in Watertown. Vasallo came to the United States from Cuba when he was 27 years old and made his living by selling wigs, jewelry, and Latin records door to door. He states that to this day, one shoulder is slightly lower than the other from carrying around a crate full of vinyl. A former topographer in his homeland of Cuba, Vasallo had been in the United States only for 4 years when he began signing famous Latin musicians from concerts and shows in the Boston area. Today, Mr. Vasallo's son, Alberto Vasallo III, heads the company as the CEO. But together, the dynamic father and son duo have broadened and increased the newspaper's reach through several key partnerships and events that give back to the community. Some of the events include the Latino Youth Recognition Day at Fenway Park with the Boston Red Sox. This nationally recognized community outreach program includes a pregame ceremony before a Red Sox game honoring top Latino academic achievers. To date, the program has honored over 1,500 Latino public school students for their academic achievement and has given away over 15,000 Red Sox tickets to the community. The annual Latino Family Festival at Fenway Park is the largest cultural event of its kind in New England, bringing close to 10,000 people to Fenway Park. And the annual El Mundo Latino Career Expo series yields hundreds of career and employment opportunities for the Latino community. These events and others have not only elevated the image of Latinos, but have also created networking and employment opportunities for this growing demographic community. Mr. Vasallo is a dearly beloved figure in the Latino community, and we are honored to have him here with us today.
Acting on the authority of the Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I am very pleased to confer upon Mr. Alberto Vasallo, Jr., the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters of Cambridge College, admitting him to all of its rights and privileges, in token of which we present Mr. Alberto Vasallo, Jr., this diploma and invest you with this hood.
Thank you so much. And you can say, do you want to say something, please? Are you certain? Okay. Thank you. Let's do one picture. One photo.
And now I call upon the Honorable Barney Frank to please join me at the podium. Congressman. President Jackson, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has authorized Cambridge College to confer honorary degrees. By that authority and the authority of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to instruct you to confer the following honorary degree upon the Honorable Barney Frank for his singular achievements. The Honorable Barney Frank was elected to Congress in 1980 and is known as a superb legislator and a pragmatic politician whose sharp intellect and sense of humor has made him one of the most influential and colorful figures in Washington. While in Congress, Frank worked to adjust America's spending priorities to reduce the deficit, provide less funding for the military, and for more important quality of life needs at home. In particular, he focused on providing aid to local communities and to building and preserving affordable rental housing for low-income people. No, please. He has also been a leader in the fight against discrimination of various sorts. He has championed the interests of the poor, the underprivileged, the vulnerable, winning re-election 12 times by wide margins. As the chair of the House Financial Services Committee from 2007 to 2011, Congressman Frank was instrumental in crafting a compromise bill to stem the tide of the home mortgage foreclosures, as well as the subsequent $550 billion rescue plan. He worked to adopt a sweeping set of financial regulations aimed at preventing the recurrence of this financial crisis, and is a key author of the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Consumer Protection Act, the regulatory overhaul signed into law in July 2010. In 1987, Congressman Frank became the first member of Congress to voluntarily come out as openly gay. And in 2012, he married his longtime partner, becoming the nation's first congressman in a same-sex marriage while in office. After 16 terms in Congress, Congressman Frank's legacy as a champion of civil rights, financial reform, as well as his ability to simplify an issue at hand in a clever and witty way, he will be sorely missed. According to the Wall Street Journal, Mr. Frank's combative liberalism and quick wit make him a standout in a Capitol filled with politicians dependent on talking points and polls, a trait alluded to by Mr. Obama, who said in a written statement, "The House of Representatives will not be the same without him."
Congressman Frank. Congressman Barney Frank, acting on the authority of the Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I am very pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, admitting you to all of its rights and privileges, in token of which we present you with this diploma and invest you with this hood. Congressman Frank, thank you so much. And don't go away. I'm going to take a picture. It is my honor now to present to you our speaker for this memorable occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have as our commencement speaker today, the Honorable Barney Frank. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President, a phrase we may all be using more commonly in a few years. I know when I speak at a commencement that I am very low on the list of reasons that people attended. But I want to assure the audience at the outset, because there's always some question about my speech. And the leading question that is in everybody's mind, I understand that, is what is this speech going to be about? So let me give you what I think you will consider very good news. It's going to be about 8 or 9 minutes. Now, as you heard in the introduction, which was very generous, I am a member of a group that is very much disrespected, ridiculed, and abused in America today. And I confess to engaging in practices that are widely disapproved. I am alluding to my status as a politician. And I confess openly to practicing partisanship. Now, I am going to tell you why those are relevant to you. I am delighted to be here. Frankly, once I retired, I have cut back on the speeches I give. I have never suffered from insufficiency of the ego, but after all those years in office, it's getting close to being satisfied. But I was very gratified to get the invitation to come and speak at an institution that is doing one of the things that America is not very good at, and I admire the fact that you do it. That is making sure that people, regardless of their economic status, get the best education they are personally capable of achieving. And until there are more institutions like this one across the country talking about diminishing excessive inequality, not wiping out inequality, a capitalist system needs some inequality, but excessive inequality is socially and economically harmful. And this sort of education is important. Now, part of the problem, of course, is that it is too expensive because the public sector has cut back on the contribution it has been making to institutions. Now, I have an easy solution to that. It's a little bit more partisan in some ways in terms of issues than ordinarily I would do to a captive audience, but it's the preface to what I want to say after. If we were to leave Afghanistan in December, instead of staying indefinitely, as many Republicans want, or for 2 more years, as the president wants, we would save more than enough money to provide the kind of financial aid that would let people of various means go to school without terribly indebting themselves. Now, why isn't that happening? And part of the problem is that politicians do not behave well, on the whole. Part of the problem, in my judgment, is that the media does not present the issues in the appropriate way. But I have to tell you something, and it's not simply because I'm no longer a candidate. I used to say that when I was in office. The voters are no bargain either. If there are people in this audience who do not vote, and I know that there are, we have an election coming up for the Congress of the United States this November. And many of the things you would like to see, I'm pretty sure from knowing this audience and talking to people, many of the changes in American policy you would like to see made are not going to happen because so many people will not vote. The electorate in 2014 will be a different electorate than 2012. It will be older, whiter, richer, and much more approving of the current economic situation in America. And it's only going to change if people vote. Now, part of the problem is that many on the left, my friends, engage in a self-fulfilling prophecy. You've heard that the wealthy dominate politics, that big contributors have their way. And it is true the United States Supreme Court has very grievously injured the principle of one man, one vote by letting down the wall between electoral democracy and wealth. But votes still count if they are cast. Voters' opinions do affect members of Congress if they are voiced. And the more people are told that their votes don't matter, the less they vote. And I will agree to this: votes that are not cast do not matter. I believe that the sentiments I just voiced, let's get out of Afghanistan and let's use some of that money to make higher education available more easily and more fairly, is the majority sentiment in America. But I am afraid that it will not be the majority sentiment among those who vote, because people will be discouraged. People will say, well, I can't vote for that person, I disagree with this or that. I gotta tell you, I understand the desire to vote for a perfect candidate. Unlike probably everybody in this audience, almost everybody, I once voted for a candidate that I knew was perfect. It was a great feeling. By the time I ran for re-election, it wasn't true anymore. Because I knew my record very well. There were a couple of things in it was a little bit of a problem. But I was still the best candidate in the field. Let me give you the rule that you should apply when you are making political choices, because we share this country with hundreds of millions of other people, each of us. And so you're almost never going to get exactly what you want. And if not getting exactly what you want is a reason not to participate, then you'll never get any part of what you want. And the principle is this: when you are making a decision at any given time about a candidate, about a policy, about anything else, there was a great 20th century philosopher. More of the parents will have heard of him than some of the students, although there is a different age distribution here than usual. His name was Henny Youngman. He was actually a great comedian. And he had the kind of patter that people use then, men making fun of their wives. And he had one joke, which actually was a funny joke and very philosophically profound. How's your wife? Compared to what? That was the motto I had anytime I had to make a political decision. So you are going to have candidates running all over the country, and it's not just here, all over the country, who want to do a better job, who would like to get out of Afghanistan, who would like to spend more money providing a more nearly equal situation. Never totally equal, that's not the goal, but a less unequal situation in higher education. But people who don't vote make that impossible. Let me close. I know there are people who say, you know what? I don't like politics. I don't approve of those politicians. I'm not going to vote. Let me make one thing very clear to you. Precisely the people in politics of whom you disapprove hope you don't vote. They have their votes. They're going to get reelected. The more people who are unhappy with the current system abstain, the less there is any chance that the system will change. I'm not going to spoil commencement by being a little snarky, but I spoke at the Yale Business School class a couple weeks ago, and some of the questions, they were very critical of Congress. And I told them when I would tell people I would be in Congress, and people would come up to me and say, I'm very dissatisfied with Congress. What are you going to do about it? I said, well, I'm very satisfied with my congressman, which was me. Who's your congressman? Very rarely did they know. Well, being able to do something when you are ignorant is very hard. And I asked the people at Yale how many of them knew who that congressman was. About half the people in this Yale Business School graduate class knew. And then I asked them when the primary in their state was, and almost nobody knew. Political primaries are very important. That's when, in many cases, the actual decisions are made. So I urge you, please disregard this argument that nobody's going to pay attention if you vote, and that dissatisfaction with the system means you should abstain for it. I agree with some of my friends who think that the current situation in Congress is unrepresentative of the majority of the American people, but I differ with who to blame. I blame that part of the majority of the American people who ignore politics. I am very proud to be a politician. I'm proud to be a partisan. I won't go into that in great detail, but if you have a serious set of views about issues in America, then you probably should be voting either Democratic or Republican in the current situation. But even if that's not your view, let me leave you with a very important rule. The more you dislike the current situation politically in America, the more you are unhappy with the current policies, the more you are obligated to do one of two things: vote or shut up. Thank you.
Have you ever reached the rainbow's end? And did you catch a pot of gold? Ever catch a shooting star? Then tell me, how high did you soar? Ever felt like you were dreaming just to find yourself awake? And the magic that surrounds you can lift you up and guide you on your way. I can see it in the stars across the sky. Dreamt 100,000 dreams before, and now I finally realize. You see, I've waited all my life for this moment to arrive, and finally I believe. When you look out into the distance, oh yeah, you see it was never far at all. Heaven knows your existence and wants you to be everything you are. There's a time in every soul to fly. There's an eyes of every child. It's the hope and dream that saves the world, and oh, you can never let it go. I can see it in the stars across the sky. Dreamt 100,000 dreams before, now I finally realize. You see, I waited all my life, oh yeah, for this moment to arrive, oh yeah, and finally, I believe in the possible. Yes, I do. Reach in my heart, overcome every obstacle. Let the dream fall apart. You see, I strive to be the very best. Yes, I do. Shine my light for all to see. 'Cause everything is possible when you believe.
Thank you so much, Athene Wilson and Lori Harper. Also, congratulations and thank you, Congressman Frank. At this time, it is my distinct privilege to get you to where you want to go. At this time, it is my distinct honor and privilege to call forward Provost Elwood Robinson.
Thank you, Dean Lee. President Jackson, Chairman Davis, I am pleased to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered by Cambridge College, have been recommended by the faculty to be awarded the appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments. The degree candidates will be presented to you by school and degree program by Professor Gretchen Moore and Dr. Joseph Milio. Candidates, I ask that you do two things for me: that you remain standing until all members of your class have been fully recognized, and also in the spirit of respect for your fellow graduates, do not leave this ceremony until its full conclusion. Thank you. Madam President, Chairman Davis, will you please join me at the podium? We will now present candidates for the Doctor of Education degree in the School of Education. Madam President, Chairman Davis, upon the recommendation of the doctoral faculty, I present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership. Candidates, please rise.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Cambridge College and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, it is my privilege to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership. I do so with all of the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Graduates, you may come forward.
Kitsia Huey Ferguson. Jean Delgado. Laura Williams. Akita Lynette Pearson. Ronald Watson. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates from the School of Education receiving the doctoral degree in educational leadership.
I was waiting for him. You may be seated. We will now present the candidates for Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Educational Leadership, Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Psychology and Counseling, Master's Degree in the Graduate School of Education, Master's Degree in the School of Psychology and Counseling, and Master's Degree in the School of Management. Will the candidates please rise?
Joe has to go faster. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Cambridge College, it is my privilege to confer upon you the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Educational Leadership, the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Psychology and Counseling, the Master's Degree in the Graduate School of Education, the Master's Degree in the School of Psychology and Counseling, and the Master's Degree in the School of Management. I do so with all the rights, privileges, and honor and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Graduates, you may come forward.
Lucia Soraya Deborah. Adeline Jean-Louis. Nicholas R. Proseneza. Marcy Millicent McLean Crawford. Carissa Noel Keplin. Wilberta McCoy. Ariano Cabral. Wendy S. Vente. Beverly Latui Bruce. Karen J. Hordinsky. Sandra V. Knight. Sherry Lester Schultz. Maria Bettinelli. Hutmars Lundbog. Omara Jeanette Alicia. Daniela Werner Pierre. Christine Louise Ritzkowski. Herbert Baker. Jean M. Stewart. Scott Wesley Thomas. Philomena Marie Delvecchia. Erica Richardson. Laurel Page Spinoza. Elena Marie Ellis. Donald Clark Clements. Jordan E. Marino. Tracy McKay Blake. Lynn Billings Elfake. Simon A. Lopez. Nickmeen Dembrivel. Gianni G. O'Connell. Boomsuk Lee. Mary Castillo. Angela Mare. Nguyen Su Young. Tatiana Pavlova. Heidi Shiranen. Yan Ma. Karina Chugwai. Bensu Selik. Denise Ekin Dese. Maria Alicia Ragu Jimenez. Mary L. Pam Powell. Christopher Bishop. Nicole A. Pino. Peter W. Killen. Bernard Carl LaFerre. Lloyd Kennedy Sims. Tanya Gill. Julia Egan Bishop. Lois Bison. Barbara Ann Schuster. Christine Ann Mancini. Doreen A. Swartz. Tammy Smith. Michelle J. Keith. Maureen Johanna Collis. Jean Graham Height. Anita R. Barando. Patricia Aniji. Nina K. Wahi. Edna Margaret Fuller. LaDonna Starbuck Roddy. Diane Lynn Selly. Kathleen V. Benton. Lizzie Suzanne Baker. Stephanie E. Badolato. Diana E. Carafalo. Michelle Salafia. Jean M. Balboni Goodwin. Cynthia Marie Okuls. Rebecca S. Estrada. Nicole Barlett. Ophelia Baradi Cabarera. ADJ Ray. Deborah Sue Garif. Cindy E. Murillo. Margaret A. Sivikoff. Linda S. Rudy. Mary Ellen Dunn. Jennifer Lynn Harris. Ashley Rose Harder. Monica Lewis Frederick. Sophie M. Franco. Martha Vasquez. Kathleen Marie Sundstrom. Joanna J. Arula. Irma Ruth Dyer. Arizu Amadea. Lisa Michelle Rideout. Jenna L. Gunsberg. Joseph C. Maloney. Mark J. Doherty. Christopher Anthony Ramft. Rachel Frances DiFilippo. Lisa M. Holmes. Charlene M. Rapucci. Daniel L. Georgette. Julie Ann Doan. Kimberly M. Fultz. Claire Ann Whalen. Yashi Joseph. Nasa I. Wright. Ngozi Laura Chikere. Iram Zera Rashid. Deborah L. Munson. Laura Bryan McGoodwin. Maudlene Auberge. Say it again. Namdi Austin. Pamela S. Sweeney. Christopher B. Barnes. Terrence Edward Talley. Nancy L. Galloway. Kristen Siller Turner. Mark Saunders. Jose E. Oliveira. Catherine Bautista Zarate. Colleen M. Roach. Laura E. Tabor. Amy B. Stevens. Megan Stam. Elizabeth Adela Dow. Danae Odie Pritz. Leslie Ann Hall. Lane Marie Ivers. Kimberly Denise Hendricks. Lisa Santos. Shauna Marie Campbell. Jose Antonio Lopez. John A. Vasquez. Jonathan Peter Long. Leisha Sorrell. Shanice McKenzie. Ethel May Nixon. Victoria Graw. Andrea Chantel Fields. I know that. Trinae N. Williams. Tiffany A. Morris. Amy J. Wilhelm. Erica Nicole Forte. Daisy I. McKinley. Larissa Diaz Paloma. Patricia Shannon Wardell. Ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the size of the group. Folks in the first few rows, please feel free to be seated. Elizabeth Mary Soche. Aisha Nadine Celestin. Jacelinda Fontes Matoiza. Brandy Monique Dare. Amber Diamore McMahon. Lakia Nicole Cherry. Tracy Ward Amos. April Marie Anderson. Nisa Ann Hauer. Mariana C. Boa. Kelly Holt. Amy Francis Falchuk. Jude Thadeo Kafuma. Maria F. Alban. Shantae Yvette Russ Fulbus. Paul Dever Fitzgerald. Melanie R. Martin Peel. Michelle Lee Colglazer. Nada LeMay. Anne Marie Brown. Michelle Angela Cresta. Jasmine Hatch. Tracy Nicole Malloy. Khalifa Daikite. Amelia M. Hernandez Marinas. Melissa M. Cabrera. Nicole H. Hardy. Jose A. Santo Ponce. Nicole Marie Orlando. Sarah M. George. Karine E. Nabut. Jean Lacaze. Viviana Souza Borges. Kayleen Jessica Toussaint. Kenyon Davis. Yashana Rose Roberts. Tori Danielle Willis. Carmen L. Blyden. Ketline Leonard. Renata Mingozova. Neela Shevchuk. Boris Venjurovsky. Kimberly M. Melovkovsky. Yolanda Rosa. Jennifer Monel. Mehdi Gezi Tonda. Emmanuel Dorvalos. Harry Emil. Rhonda V. Morris. Anne-Marie Sterling. Judith A. Wilson. Monia Bodenmuller. Erica Priscilla Kobos. Jessica Ann Pareen. Dorothy Borkowitz. Abigail A. Hutchings. Maria A. Diaz. Anna Ivonova Moshevicheva. Sorry. Maria G. Bute Ache. Loretta Irene Tomei. Caitlin Foster McCock. Clevens Matu. Shakur Nuri Abdal Kalak. Philip D. Yeba Jr. Euphemia de la Cruz. Janice M. Myler. Joey Rissigno. Rosemary Ann O'Sullivan. Myrna Thomas. Sandra H. Pina. Julianne Sarah Dormus. Laura Starre. Duncan C. Spiel. Angeline Lindor. Diana N. Ebo. Ruben Reynoso. Angel Rafael Grullon. Elise M. Powers. Vanessa M. Pelot. Colleen Mary Lyons. April Therese Spartaro. Gina S. Warjanuk. Sean M. Warjanux. Courtney Alexander Liferidge. Indira S. Baez. Laura Smith Crow. Malika Jamal. Meredith Remy. Ariel Joy Shapiro. Natalie Carolan Edwards. Ruth Sherifant. Erica Lee Montero. Yurki Yukanya Cruz. Harry Ellie Joseph. Natasha M. Perales-Pagan. Esmeralda Guerrero Languso. Alejandro Silva Ribeiro. Fritz Lane Thermidor. Rose Nurtilde Dorgeles. Christina Maria Conforto. Taylor Rose DeFranzo. Amanda B. Shaw. Lorene Cardoza. Tiana Maria Lane. Allison L. Warren. Claudia Nancy Regan. Danielle M. Thero. Taryn Regina O'Neill. Anne Marie Sweeter. Oh, I'm sorry, let me get that. Amy Marie Sweeter. You're welcome. Deborah Lynn Hilton. Quasim F. Ward. Edward L. Walker. Jennifer Allison Clark Harris. Nadia Johnson. Sean Douglas Ayala. Rachel Savannah Felipe. Alicia Deacon. Torley A. Washington. Plau Kunashan. Jitya Likasab. Samnetta Gay. Endurance Nikita Alamba. Ella Sueya Kukala. I'm not saying. Jennifer Ellen Dungara. Eileen Libby Mullins. Jocelyn B. Morin. Wait a minute. Joellen B. Morin. Deborah Mackenzie's Menadas. Carlos G. Vasco. James E. Glynn. Richard D. Bertucci. Marion Balatka. Kofi Frimpong Anina Kwa. Tanwir Hussain. Brenda Nunez Ruski. Catherine E. Kemmerer. Cynthia W. Collin. Monette Robertson. Hamid Yataf. Mariel Maria. Victoria Lynn Furchi. Marcus Adrian Cabrias. Portia Calpurna Charles. Rafet Ahmed Alanza. Kelly DeCasia Brinet. Anya A. Perez. Allison J. Thompson. Kathleen S. Verna. Irana Schvetz. Margarita Monares Barker. Vera Galukina. Eugenia Trammell Goldsby. Don J. Mathis. Jesse Brandt. Grace Kimmerich. Kathleen D. Vagno. Christina Beatrice St. Fleur. Rhea Schwepa. Mark Hicks. Jeremy A. Walsh. Junior Paul Patino. Rita Gonzalez. Morella Bonson. Omar Alvarez. Bernarda M. Garcia Rosario. Mohammed Jamil El Omari. Andre Morley. Janelle P. Salmon. Justine C. McMahon. Joanne Mercy Val. Valentine Farmung Nadi. Catherine Margaret Ross. Elizabeth Ellen Archer. John T. Thorpe. Frankie Bonet. Ming Yao Guo. Hibu Zheng.
Congratulations. Thank you, Professor.
Ibrahim Tolga Asil. Tamerlan Amodanza. Kamir Saglam.
Thank you.
Dennerson B. Frasson.
Thank you.
Marie Daniela Dagonet Axentis. Jonathan Rivera Medina. Lena Maria Singh.
Thank you.
Claudia S. Kassab. Jadapu Amijinda. Patralak Diksung Nuthurth.
Thank you.
Kaitisak Chupatrasit Jam. Anita Lene Roscoe. Sukan Fosaka. Wachaporn Dangsorn. Sunare Misorkastri. Nuankol Juanare. Riola Riobe. Rehorn Al Anoni. Sungchal Kim. Mehet Akuyas.
You made it. You made it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for everything.
You're welcome. Yeah. I love you too. I'm coming to your wedding. Don't forget. All right.
We will now present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, Bachelor of Science in Human Services, and the Bachelor of Science in Management in the School of Undergraduate Studies. Will the candidates please rise? Madam President, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, Bachelor of Science in Human Services, and Bachelor of Science in Management in the School of Undergraduate Studies.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Cambridge College, it is my privilege to confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, Bachelor of Science in Human Services, and the Bachelor of Science in Management in the School of Undergraduate Studies. I do so with all of the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Graduates, you may now come forward.
Laura J. Henderson. Jahaira Torres. Ariej Alsi. Amel Po. Natalie Gonzalez. Bernice C. Pina.
I got that.
Ildose Mendez Brandeo. Tara May Richards. Ekaterina Siganova. Eileen Gotra. Michelle M. Ferreira.
Sorry.
Juan Gabriel Santos. O'Neill D. Williams. Barbara Nascimento. Lorraine S. Martins Pereira. Edlin M. Benoit. Alexandra N. Manchester. Denise Y. Goldstein. Stephanie Boulot. Darlene Michaud. Niru Shakya. Anne-Leen Harrell. Brian Donald Reese. Reem Michael. Abdullah Rashid Sato. Ilya Zenobia. Gloria Mendez. Jordan R. Owens. Christina K. Compton. Mei Fang Chen. Harriet Elaine Robinson. Tiffany Hawkins Gozier. Yadira Montero. Merlin J. Castillo Abad. Katie I. Miranda. Anja May A. Punolas Smith. Maciel Tremos. Melissa Mendez. Ralph Adolphe. Tahira K. Steele. Virginia R. Zakowski. Geneva Renee Washington. Elizabeth L. Charmont. Jason L. Heath. Shannon Marie Delgado. Tracy Marie Morrissey. Lillian M. Scarlata. Cheryl Jean. Vanessa Lynn Williams. Claude Desiree. Charlot Pierre. Lenuz Cherie. Shamika Latoya Wilson. Danielle Victoria Maro. Rose Evnie Alexandra. Merlin Gassan. Marie Nathalie Balan Mondesir. Alita Vera Griffin. Edna R. Smallwood. Emily Dulesky. Yanil A. Marmolejos. Charlene Watson. Kelly Jean Santiago. Maribel A. Adams Umpierrez. Stacy Borden Holiday. Peggy Montlewis. Fong Kim Lu. Melody Santos. Christopher Lyric Owens. Cassandra L. Summers. Bijay Shrestha. Kamana Pendit. Sylvia M. Akay. Rohan Baharati. Ismet Y. Shenoshak. Iris Henriquez. Michelle Lydia Caparati. Sorry, Michelle. Arlette Rondon. Fatih Sachli. S. Antoine Skitane. Teresa B. Pontes. Merly Jaramillo. Hi, Cindy Vanessa Hernandez. They're surprising me. Volkan Sarpar Senir. Ahmed Kasim. Henry Robert Esteve. Fabiola Saint Hubert Printemps. Francisca Acosta. Thelma Toribio Valdez. Nicole Marie Marcano. Boripon Vichechulchai. Jeffrey Medeiros. We'd like to say that the undergraduate class that has already received their degrees may sit. We know you've been standing. Excellent. Claudia Y. Hoyos. Nilsa Polanco. Bianca Juliet Switzer. Clelia Rocio Peters. Stephanie Denise Gray. Donna Sokol. David A. Smith. Liliana M. Patino. Amanda C. Bickmore. Lena M. Wing. Chantel Florestal. Jordana Condevonica. Anisha Kansakar. Camila Mack. Renee C. Patton. Ariel Olivia Diane Carmichael. Andrea R. McGuffey. Lamin Mambank Thorley. Jamie Eduardo Chang. Now I'm making it difficult. Paul Thomas Rupia. Stella Anastasia Rupia. Maria Carol Redore. Yang Kai Dong. She Liang. Maria Inez Alves Carvalho. I got Mary Liza Santeo. See, I'm screwing up now. Jelene Frere, Rose Frere. You may mess me up. Tanya Rico. The people I know that messing me up. Thank you. Denise A. Garbiandini. Thank you. Kaonabo Camilo. Juana M. Sales. Michel Dubois. Nicolette O. Kelly. Sunita Tapa Karki. Inez Miranda Gamelo. Tammy Elizabeth Callahan. Edna Souza Dalima. Marianne Raposo. Janice Gutierrez. Jonathan Manuel Spang. Tiffany Y. Stevens. Brian R. Muello. Simon Trin. Nadej Bosket. Sharon Marie Sneed. Naomi Torres Medina. Maria Gabriela Reynoso. Danielle Masula Cota Ferreira. Teodora Lima Medina Amado.
Congratulations to each of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just need 2 minutes. For those of you who are the first person in your family to graduate from college, I understand the importance of this moment because I too am a first-generation college graduate. Graduates, the future is now up for grabs. The rapid pace of change can be frightening and a little overwhelming at times. The world is indeed flat, and social media and networking has changed the narrative of how we communicate with each other. Communication, collaboration, and personal branding are now all essential elements for navigating today's knowledge-based world. Who among you will seize the opportunity to take control of your future? The opportunity is here to shape our destiny by blending vision, reason, hope, and courage in a personal commitment to create a more just and compassionate society. I would encourage you to listen very carefully to the voices of wisdom and experience, the sage, community elders, your parents, grandparents, spiritual leaders, advisors, the scriptures, literature, all whose collective message distills in us to live greater than the selfish desires of the physical and the material. We have seen 21st century racism, violence against women, injustice and discrimination, and there was this thinking that things were now different. We live in a world in which there's so much to be done. Over half the world lives in severe poverty. Each morning, billions of children across the world will wake up with nothing to eat. These are not new problems. They're old ones, yet they continue to represent the evils and the imperfection of humankind. Education should inspire you to see the world differently. It should allow you to see the world beyond the superficiality of skin color, race, sex, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, or geography. It is moving you into that wonderful space where you understand that there is no appreciable difference between you and the other 7.3 billion people on this earth. That we all seek the same things, to live our lives with purpose and happiness and self-fulfillment. But seeking this cannot be personal. It must be collective. Use your talents and your skills not only to lift yourself up, but of your family and your friends and your community. I have learned that there are no virtues and accomplishments that I have achieved on my own. We have been fortunate and have the luxury of standing on the shoulders of giants. You, therefore, have the responsibility to help someone who is not as fortunate as you. I charge you, as I have charged students for now over 30 years, to take the learning of your mind to the place where the passions of your heart meet the talents of your hands, for that is the place that you will make a difference. I got one last thing and then we're done. Graduates, your degree symbolizes accomplishments, but there is a paradox at the heart of commencement. while we celebrate your individual achievements, we must also acknowledge that you did not get here alone. So, I would ask that the mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, wives, husbands, sons, daughters, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, partners, and any significant others that you may have to please stand, that we may recognize you.
Thank you, Provost Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain seated as we conclude our commencement exercises with the platform and student recessional. After the stage and graduate seating have cleared, please join us as we celebrate the class of 2014 at the post-commencement reception tent at the rear of the pavilion. Thank you, and congratulations to you all.